Good evening. Um, why do I keep insisting that the atom runs on a dipole magnet and not protons, neutrons, and floating electrons all over the universe? Um, because magnetism is a universal law. Throughout the entire universe, everywhere, we can study magnetism on every scale. What do I mean by every scale? Because everybody knows about the little magnets, right? And you look at a little magnet, and you look at the way they have a north pole and a south pole. Always has to have a north and a south. Always. And it generates from the north, if you're looking at the top of it, it generates with a spike. It comes out like that, spirals. And it comes around, and it keeps spiraling. And it goes back in from the north to the south. And then from the south, goes back out in a spiral, comes back in the spiral on the north, and it's always spiraling. Always. And the thing about this, it's not just little magnets. We use big magnets with a north and a south pole to generate electricity. We'll come back to that one. But that's always dipole magnets as well. And we look at a star, any star, because every single star in the universe follows the universal law about magnets. And a star is a massive pile of charged particles, and it spins, and it generates a massive, massive magnetic field. And that magnetic field actually protects us from the solar radiation, from the galactic radiation, I'm sorry. We have one in our planet because we have molten iron. So our molten iron, because we're spinning, the molten iron generates a magnetic field. And so we're lucky because that's what allows life on the planet. Because it protects us from the solar radiation. And then around the entire solar system is a magnetic field from the sun that protects the solar system from the galactic radiation. And then when you look at the galaxy, it is a massive, massive galactic size magnetic field. And what a magnetic field does is through the North Pole, it spirals up and sends all the particles out, right? But then when it comes back down, it pulls all the particles in, depending on polarity. And then it does the same thing going in the other direction, push and pull. So it clears out above and below it. And all the matter ends up being stuffed where the magnetism is the weakest, which is right where, that's the reason why all of our solar systems and all of our galaxies rotate the way they do. They all end up looking flat because this is where the magnetism balances out, is right here at the center of the dipole magnet, okay? And when you start seeing these systems made out of magnetism that are designed by magnetism, and then you start looking at little magnets and big magnets and tiny, and they all have exactly the same laws, the same rules, the same everything, no matter how big or how small. It looks different, but it's the same laws. The universe doesn't change those laws. It's called a universal law. Magnetism is a universal law. It's the same, exactly the same thing everywhere in the universe at every size. And this is what I mean by the universe follows very basic mechanical laws that simply repeat and scale to size. In order for it to be a universal law, it has to repeat and scale to size. So when we scale it down to size, what we have is a nucleus of the atom is a dipole magnet that generates a magnetic field around it. It's not complex. It's not freaky. It's not weird. It's a universal law. It's the same law everywhere in the universe. It doesn't change in the atom because somebody said so 150 years ago. All right? And just because everybody's been going along with it for 150 years does not make it true. All right? This is science, not religion. In science, when every fact says a belief is wrong, you don't change the facts, you change the belief. And when we change the belief, the atom starts being structurable. You can actually start designing it. You can look at it and say, oh, now I understand why chemistry works the way it does. This is why I get upset when everybody laughs at me because I'm saying it's a dipole magnet. And I'm like, how can you not see it? Anyways, good night. I hope you all get some more sleep than I do. I'm over here drinking Monster, so hey. Have a good night.